What happens when two writers come together? Sparks are bound to fly. I know, writers are perceived to be uncool, but this myth will be shattered in a few minutes. Hello, welcome to the Spill the Ink show. We have our first episode with a very special guest, and her name is Ashisha Chakraborty. So let's not waste more time and dive in. So we have this perception that writers are not cool, because they thought of it as nerds and funky style, and you like to experiment. And your writing is also the same. It's got substance. It's got style plus substance. So what do you have to say to people when they say that writers are not cool? Reading is not cool. It's meant for nerds.
That's a very interesting, perspective. And I'm so glad you asked the question. I don't think I've ever been asked this question before. When I was in school, this was a very big deal, the fact that, oh, she reads a book, oh, they're nerds. That's different from the people who party, or maybe,
Yeah.
who are into sports,
Yeah.
and into guys who are into sports, or then there are
Yeah.
guys who read. So
Yeah.
I used to be a rebel even then, but it was a kind of subtle rebellion, something
Yeah.
that was not very on the face,
Yeah.
not very obvious. I was on the side of the underdogs, the people who would do the things that nobody else would.
Yeah.
So I don't think writers are uncool at all, because at the end of the day, what is writing all about? It's about expression.
Yeah.
And how you express yourself is completely up to you. There are some
Yeah.
people who find value in expressing themselves, I don't know, pictographically. Some people sing, some people play their instruments, some people like body art, some people like to draw. So it's completely, good. And I think it's important to be democratic and to be very open about the fact that anybody can express in any ways possible.
Okay.
So that's probably why you see this idea of it could be funky. One could be funky, and yet one could be full of substance. So don't judge a book by its cover. I totally believe that it totally depends on the person. I totally believe myself. No, I call myself a nerd because I am. I am a nerd, and I'm a music nerd. I'm a book nerd. I'm a word nerd. I'm a nerd for all things because I'm passionate about anything that takes my fancy.
Yeah.
I enjoy reading. I'm a sucker for words. I'm a sucker for poetry. So if you put some poetry in front of me, I will go crazy. I'm a nerd about fitness. I'm a nerd about yoga. So you may make of it what you will, and I couldn't care less. That is what I mean to say. But yes, that makes me a nerd. Dreamer. I think we all dreamers in some sense or the other, because every day I think there are some thoughts which go on in my head, and I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to build new worlds, be they in reality or on paper. So I think that makes me a dreamer. I want to travel to new places and discover new people, discover new cultures. And I've been to about 30 plus countries, and I feel that I want to do more. I want to travel the whole world, and I wish I got a job that would allow me to do it. So that is one dream, I would say. And I want to write 100 books which are not just there on Amazon or on Flipkart or in bookstores, but people genuinely enjoy. I want to write. I said I want to write 100 books, and I hope that people really enjoy reading them. I also dream about having a climate friendly world, where we're not closing ourselves or getting closer to destruction every now and then.
So important.
So it's not just me. I think everybody has certain dreams. As for the navel gazer, that's how I dream. I gaze into space, and these things sort of get inside my head, and that's how I said navel gazer.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, that's the word. Yes.
Yeah, it's naughty, but it's got a very deep meaning to it. So yeah, interesting, very interesting, just like you. So I read the book and I've not completed it, but I've gone midway into it, and it's so full of drama. It's so exciting. It's like a page turner. And the interesting thing is, I picked up this book when I was feeling really low frame of mind. I picked this book, and it was so light and it was so entertaining. It was like a balm. So I've not completed it, but I'm midway and I'm enjoying it completely. So my question to you is, how long did it take for you to write this book? And tell us about your journey.
Thank you so much, first of all, for picking the book up and for finding it like a soothing balm. I
Yeah.
mean, half my job is done. That's what I intended it to be. The idea struck me when I was working as a salesperson, in the streets of Chennai, and it's partly inspired by my own experiences in the field. So just post my MBA in my second year, we have these internships which we're supposed to do, and we are posted to different places. So I was moved to Chennai as a part of the firm where I was interning in, and there I worked as a salesperson, not just a salesperson but a sales manager per se. There were a lot of things that I came across, a lot of factors which I hadn't thought of before, because prior to that I was working as an individual contributor role as a software developer. So when you go down to the field, you realize that the ground reality is very different from what we're taught in school. So the first thing that I saw when I got on the field was that the theories and all the formulae that we use in class, the things that we learn even in a business school, are very different from what we actually do on the job. And that kind of difference, I think we all need to know about it. I mean, there's no manual, there's no I've seen a lot of fiction, non-fiction, like how to do sales well, how to do this well, how to do that well. But I want a real account, what exactly happens when you go down there, something which a person would develop or understand on the way. I mean, you read the book and you intuitively understand what's happening there. You intuitively discover things and secrets. For instance, going on board, going on bikes with salespeople, that could be different. Going to a field and not knowing how to talk to a prospective client, or hygiene complications, issues, language issues, not knowing the local language could be quite a bummer. The way people treat women sometimes, because they're not expecting them to be at a very high level. So today, thankfully, we have women professionals, no doubt. I mean, we have so many women working in the corporate industry and in other industries as well, which is great. But how do we treat them? At what level do we have them? We still don't have too many women on the board. We still have a dearth of women in sales, which I observed. So in my department, there was no woman in sales. In my current department, there are no women in sales. So a complete lack of this thing, and I wanted to take it to the world, and I wanted to tell the story. Initially, this probably would not have been my first book, but when I experienced all this, I thought that okay, this book needs to be out, and that's how I ideated it and thought about it, and finally just wrote it out.
So how long did it
take? The publishing journey was long. The writing had happened over a year, I would say. So the first thing I wrote was just a scribbling of notes, a diary kind of thing. And then I sort of researched a bit more about how these things happen in general, kept adding notes over a year. I had the script ready by 2018, and I submitted it to my literary agent, a couple of literary agents, in fact. And several of them expressed interest. One of them reverted with alacrity, I would say. And they said that, yeah, we would like to take it up. So then I went ahead. But then the pandemic struck. So the book that was supposed to be out in 2020, I think, happened in 2022. So I would say the publication journey took about 4 years, but the whole process starting right from the writing part, I think it was about 5 years.
Wow. So it looks awesome. I mean, you can see the book here. I don't know how clear it is, but it's a beautiful book. It's colorful and it's very nice. I think the lighting is not doing it justice, but it's awesome. Okay, so with the book, were you a pantser or a plotter? I'm thinking it's a plotter because you just said that you took notes and things like that, right? So, or was it a bit of both?
Yeah, so partly I had my own experiences to look after. I had some more experiences, some basic things which I wanted to talk about. But of course, the plot required all the drama that you're talking about, the love triangles and the whole idea of Chennai being some focal point of a historical secret. So all that was, of course, my doing. It was not something that actually happened. So what was real was the daily sales challenges. So it's like when you want to teach a kid, you want to, feed spinach to a kid, and how do you do it? You do it couched in some cheese and stuff,
Yeah.
and you make it palatable.
Yeah.
That's how the story goes. There's drama, yes, but
It's a
it
lot of
has.
fun.
I feel that I try to, yeah, like I want to make it multi-layered, so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
anybody
yeah.
who gets the book or reads the book should have, should be going through a lot of meanings. So people
Yeah.
who are not deep readers, they will just enjoy the book. Some
Yeah,
people
yeah.
would also realize that, okay, this also talks about the lack of facilities for women at the
Yeah,
workplace,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
how women are seen. And then people would also find out that, okay, there are things, there's a growing up whole buildings Roman kind of a feel, which have, somebody termed it on Sunday Garden recently. So I would say I would try to make it multi-layered.
What is the one feedback that stayed with
I
you?
received a couple of things. I received a couple of messages. Two things I would say. One feedback was like, you should make, I mean, I'm not going to like spill the beans because you're going to read the book. But they wanted me to rework the chemistry between two protagonists, basically.
Okay.
That is what was one feedback. They said that no, you should not keep them apart. We want them together in the sequel and stuff like that. Another
There is
feedback,
going
I
to
would
be a
say,
part two.
constructive.
There is going to be a part two to this
I intend to
sequel.
write one.
Oh,
Yes,
okay, nice,
yes.
nice.
I definitely intend to write one. And as for the second part, which, the second part of the feedback, the constructive part, it said that, go all out. Don't mince words. Don't talk about only the sanitized stuff. Go all dirty. Talk dirty and talk
Okay.
about everything that went wrong, everything that actually goes wrong. So that was one
Yeah.
feedback which I
That's
want to
helpful.
incorporate in the
That's
next book.
really helpful because you don't just look for praise, you also look for those bits where you can get better with your craft, right? So those, yeah.
Yes.
This is a hypothetical question completely. Suppose this book goes to the screen and God willing it does. Who would you like to cast in the different roles? I mean, this is just hypothetical for now.
Interesting question. I really have to think about it. I hope Deepika does
Meenakshi.
Eena's role, but
Yeah.
you know what? Eenakshi is too short and Deepika is too tall, so I'll have to find a short actress.
Okay.
She's too tall. Yeah, Eenakshi is supposed to be short. For Ram, I would love it for it to be Ranveer
Okay, let me
Singh.
sing. Okay.
Yes, Ranveer Singh.
Charming.
Eenakshi, still have to think. Oh
Okay.
yeah, it has to be a Tam Bram. Okay, I have to think about it now.
She's
Maybe
South
someone
Indian
from the
too.
southern.
Yeah.
He is. Okay,
Trisha.
I have no idea. I'm sorry. Then it's great. Then it's great.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
So
So
maybe
far,
I think it's a good combo. I'll have to rethink the Deepika part.
Deepika is
Yeah,
your
she
first.
needs
I mean, she is your first choice, but it's just the height.
first
you're
choice.
concerned about.
Yeah, or I will just change the construct in the movie.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
She doesn't need to be so short.
The next thing is, I wanted to know about your workshops. Are they still on? Do you still take them?
The Mind Bend workshop basically happened when the people around me, they said that, we want to come to your place and let's write, because
Okay.
they've seen me since when I was a kid. And these are younger kids, in
Okay.
school, and they wanted to learn from me.
Okay.
So I had mentored some I'd done some personalized sessions for a couple of people, and then I put it up on the website. So yes, it's
Okay.
still on. But I'm not doing it regularly as such. Before that, I used to have this Tuesday, Thursday kind of
Okay.
a thing, sometimes on Saturday at 11 a.m. But now the timings are kind of flexible.
Okay.
So we're doing it. But right now, maybe till about March, I'm kind of a little busy. Post
So
that, I might restart.
So they could reach out to you with regard to the workshops at some point of time.
Easily, yeah. Workshops are on. It's just till March that I'm just taking a break for a couple of personal events and a couple of changes. Post that, it's all on. Yes.
There's one question. I mean, you had said in the interview that everyone has different ways of expressing themselves. It can be through words, through speech, or through writing, through painting, or through cooking also as well. No? The way you express your love, or you express yourself, your creativity. The next question which I want to ask you is with regard to your writing workshops. Do you feel everyone can write and should write, or can be taught how to write, or it's something which is not for all?
That's a very good question. Recently, I penned down an article for, a publication about the fact that there are more readers than writers.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good question. I would say that, yes, anyone can write. I would definitely say that. Anyone can pen down, anyone can write. And through these workshops, what we're going to do is improve your own expressing abilities, and take your communication to the next level. And communication need not be verbal, it is also written.
Yeah.
The way we speak with each other, the way we get our message across, sometimes writing helps in doing that.
Yeah.
What we have to understand is not everybody publishes. Not every writer gets gets a lot of readership, and that's completely fine. I think what my aim with these workshops is, there are people who have a lot of ideas and who have a lot of feelings and who are bursting to express them, just to channelize them in a certain way that they know what they want to do, and they don't feel confused, they don't feel demotivated, they don't feel that, oh, I'm not able to get anywhere, or maybe I'm quite dumb.
Yeah.
So that is one aim of the workshop. And apart from that, I personally feel that, yes, anyone can write, and everybody has a unique style.
Yeah.
And what we ideally should do is find what works for us.
Yeah.
Find what is unique to us. Ernest Hemingway might have said something. Ayn Rand might have written a lot. I mean, might have had a lot of philosophies. Sartre has his existential angst and stuff. I might not have that.
Yeah.
It might not suit me because I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
I have my own set of experiences, my own set of baggages, my own set of learnings, and that's how I write.
Yeah.
My writing might not be like them, will never be like them. So
Yeah.
it's about getting to know oneself. And that's why I call it the mind bin, because you enter your own bin and you kind of enter your own mind and kind of try to seek things within.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I personally believe a lot in healing through writing.
Yeah.
So this is what I would intend to do through these workshops, and what I personally do to myself while writing. I discover myself. I discover different characters in myself.
Yeah.
And I think every writer does. And that's how they find their writing style. And once a writer discovers their writing style, it's that time when the reader actually connects with them.
Yeah.
That's how they find the frequency, the right kind of frequency.
Yeah. So the next question is with regard to sales. You've been into sales. So is selling your book a cakewalk, or is it still tough? And why?
So, I am a sales manager, but the job, I know the strategies, I know how to do it, but that doesn't make the process any easier. It does not give me more than 24 hours a day. It does not give me an inroad into the industry that is publishing. I'm a new author, and when I'm reaching out to a readership which does not know me, I have to follow everything from scratch, and do everything basically that a company or a startup would do.
Yeah.
So in my case, both my careers have progressed parallelly. So I've joined my company and it's been about 4-5 years, and my book took about 4-5 years. So it's like everything is happening, parallelly. So I'm learning both things. Yes, I'm learning both things. It definitely helps. Cross-professional learnings have helped me since forever. But yes, it's no cakewalk. But it definitely helps because it gives me the right perspective. I know that there's a certain readership that I should look out for. And by the way, book sales is completely different from FMCG sales. But yes, the basics of sales works everywhere. The basics.
Yeah.
Waiting, patience, understanding, reaching out to sharpshooting the right audience that way.
Okay, and what are the traits of a good writer, in your opinion? Like, an author should have these traits.
Well, according to me, integrity is very important because what a writer puts out into the world is dissected, taken apart, read, digested by young people at least. And I believe authors should be responsible enough and write to the best of their conviction, to the best of their ability. Secondly, they have to be very unbiased. You know, they cannot write biased opinions or biased things or prejudices. So I personally believe that writers are more open-minded than others because because when they write, it kind of makes you like that. It kind of makes you open-minded. You're creating a world. You're a creator, and someone who creates can't afford to be narrow-minded. That's not how it works.
And the last question for the day is, how was your experience being on the first episode of Spill the Ink Show? Honestly.
Well, I'm spilling so many beans, and I love the title of the show. The Spill the Ink Show sounds really good, and I'm very happy to talk about a little bit of fun, a little bit of masala, and there's a lot of ingredients getting together, a little bit of seriousness, and it's quite invigorating, in fact. And I'm very excited for you to read the book, and I'm very happy that you're enjoying the book.
Totally.
And the show sounds super interesting, and the name sounds amazing.
Which one?
Spill the Ink.
Yeah. Spill the Ink was like spur of the moment. I was just thinking what to put, spill the tea. Then I thought spill the tea is kind of too common, so let's go with Spill the Ink. And it kind of wasn't that popular, so I thought, let me pick this name up before it gets.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, and one last question, which I really wanted to ask you, but it skipped my mind. One book or short story that you would, that's a must read in your opinion.
Short story, I would say Sakis would be great.
Which one? All Sakis or one particular short story?
I think I don't remember the names, but I remember one O. Henry's story which I read when I was in school. It was
The Last Leaf?
The Gift of the Maggie.
The Gift of the Maggie.
Last Leaf was one.
Yeah. Okay.
The Gift of the Maggie is also good. The Last Leaf is also good.
Okay. And
the Necklace by the Maupassant was also, I think, which we did. The Necklace when we were in school. That was also fun.
Okay.
So I enjoyed those short stories. Anton Chekhov short stories also I would recommend, but you said one, so I'm going to stick to one.
Yeah.
Book which I would recommend would be The Time Traveler's Wife, which is by Audrey Niffenegger, and it's a total treat. It's a romance, but it's a science fiction romance, which is amazing. I loved it.
I haven't read it yet, so I grabbed the book. So thanks, Ashisha, for a wonderful time, and I wish you all the best on all fronts of your life, and hopefully we'll meet up sometime in future. Hopefully, I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah, bye.
I'm so glad you reached out. Thank you, Tina. It was wonderful meeting you.
Yeah, same
and talking to you.
Same here. Bye, Ashisha, and keep in touch. Bye.